Wait, what? No. And they were roommate? Oh, hello. I'll call you back, Grandma. Hello! Welcome back to Open Table Adventures. As always, I am your master of games, keeper of mysteries, maker of monsters, Dan the Baker, and this is Park Strangers Episode 6, the finale. So, Season 1. Last we met, our hunters delved deep into the tunnels of the Luray Caverns, where they found the terrifyingly huge remains of a creature, as well as some clues leading them back to the ranger station. This episode, questions will be answered, mysteries will be solved, and monsters will be faced. So stick around to see if it's safe to go back to Shenandoah National Forest after this, the finale of Park Strangers Season 1, the Throwdown at Thornton Gap. Quarters or go back to Thornton's Gap. Oh, also, Park Ranger Sandra is missing.
Oh.
Not Sandra.
Weren't we taking Agent Peterson to go see the egg nest, or no? Am I making that up?
Already did.
That was one of the options. I think you were like either going there or stopping at the headquarters first.
Gotcha.
Huh.
I think you were trying to decide between those two things. Or you might have decided and I'm just forgetting. You guys can decide now. Where do you guys want to go? I'll say Sam and Dave wake up. Sam was using Dave as a pillow.
Dave was tying a little, braiding a little portion of the hair. Straight up.
Well, at this point, it would be about like what would we prioritize in our brains. So like we've seen the remains of an old Snallygaster. It seems to have been eaten. There's evidence of broken eggs. So something hatched out of there, obviously too. And so, would we prioritize finding this thing or finding this Sandra? Because would we care about Sandra? I guess who of us would care about Sandra if we wanted to find out more about that?
Well, we know someone from the Park Service was in the nest and left that patch behind. I have a feeling it was Sandra, but that might just be because the only other person is just like a grizzled old man.
Yeah,
like
Randall. Randall. So
Don't
I mean,
let those old men fool you. They can be.
I mean, I guess we would try to. I mean, based on that's the only other evidence outside of there, I think that might be something that would be the foresight, like first in our brains is to kind of report this, like, hey, we found this. Is this, this belong to Sandra kind of thing? What do you think? What do you guys think?
I will say also, Agent Paul Peterson, the first time you met Sandra, she did, you were in her office and she hastily stuffed away some papers.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, Paul's definitely I think I said this last one, he's definitely thinking they're up to something and wants to go and check them out. I don't know what the rest of you guys are doing. He definitely wants to go check them out. Reporting.
I would say your
not so
opinion
much,
would carry
since-
weight. Your opinion would carry weight. So since you're an agent, and I would probably also kind of back you up, since I trust you and all that stuff.
ZZ would also have your back.
I already know why.
Sam trying to detach Dave from his hairs. Just like, if we do talk to them, just be very vague. Don't say where we found the patch. Let them talk first.
All right, so we all in agreement. We all gonna go check these people out and see what they know and what they don't know.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. All right, so we all gonna carpool up there, or did we already do that? I forgot.
I think, yeah. Yeah.
You guys were in a van, I think.
So I think it was you and ZZ, Agent Paul and ZZ were in your car, and then
That's
everyone
right.
else was in Mary Edith's.
I
Because
do
ZZ was
recall.
showing some footage.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to. are we good for recording? I forgot to check with you.
Yeah, no, I've been recording. We're good.
Okay.
I was
Okay,
gonna
cool.
say.
We just haven't been
We just haven't.
recording.
We just started and we just like, oh wait a minute, we have to say it all again.
Mhm.
About an hour into it, I was gonna be like, oh shoot.
Yeah. That light's supposed to be flashing. Oh no.
The red light is the
Um,
off button, right?
So yeah, you guys in your separate cars head back to the ranger headquarters. You see it's in a state of emptiness as normal. Like it's not a very busy time of the year. No one's really come or going. There's no cars in the parking lot or anything. But there's like a light on inside, so someone's probably there.
Okay, were we all planning on just kind of storming in, or are we doing this casual style?
I'm not going in first.
I mean, I would assume this aura of like, oh, this is important. We need to just go report it, and it's kind of more matter of fact. Like, I don't think he doesn't see a need to be sneaky about this. It's like, just go in there and just say like, hey, we need to find out something. We need to tell you something.
Okay, so Paul's probably gonna be the first one to like kind of start walking towards the door, and kind of just like gesture for everybody to kind of follow him. But right as he gets to the door and goes to open it, it's kind of okay. So all right, everybody. So no extra information. We agreed. This stays between the 5 of us. 6.
Sam
6
and
of
Dave
us?
both raised in unison. Thumbs up.
You guys
And
know what? I think I'm gonna stay just like right outside of here, just in case. But I think y'all can handle it. And ZZ will stay in Agent Peterson's car and kind of like put up a cell phone as a dash cam, just to keep lookout outside.
I think Sam would still want to avoid the park cops. So Sam's like, good luck, and walks towards the car. And Dave kind of like jumps down and walks towards ZZ to offer help, with his tiny raccoon hands.
ZZ hands Dave a little GoPro. They've been sleeping. Puts it back on their little head.
Perfect. So Mary, Edith, Hamid, and Paul, you all walk into the ranger station, or ranger headquarters, excuse me. I think Mary, Edith, this is your first time coming in here. Paul and Hamid, this is looks the same as it was before. The door to the head ranger, chief ranger dude, is open. What's his name? Oh my god. Randall, yeah. His door is open. Sandra's door is closed. And you can hear a light snoring coming from Chief Brown's office.
I forget. Did you say that we know that she's missing, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did we find out that she was missing
Yeah,
again?
that's what I was
Please
like.
remind me. I don't recall us discovering she was missing.
Chief Brown radioed. He gave Paul a radio,
Oh.
and told you
That's right.
that he's been looking for her. Yeah.
That's why I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah. Which, Agent Paul, you had seen her, a few hours before, right before your encounter with the Snallygaster, you saw her. But now Agent Brown, or Chief Brown, said that he's not been able to get in contact with her, nor has any of the other Rangers been able to get in contact with her.
Okay. So I'm gonna go take a peek at the snoring ranger and see like if he's out.
You look in, and he seems to be pretty conked out. Like he doesn't. He seems to be a heavy sleeper.
Okay. So I see this going 2 ways. I'm gonna turn to Meredith and Hamid and just be okay. So I can go check out. I remember it felt like she was hiding some papers, or there's something kind of off about this ranger. So I can go check out her desk and her office. If you two want to keep a lookout, or if you want to come with me, basically, it seems like if he wakes up, we might need somebody to distract. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm good at staying out at for lookout. I can make a good distraction.
And I'll even just mention, like, if you wanted to, we could just try to distract him now, or did you want to, like, we could literally kind of just stand outside the door and kind of, if there's any sort of noise that's made, well, kind of pretend that it's us and distract him that way, if that makes sense.
That's kind of safe. I'm gonna check the door. Is her office locked?
Her office door is not locked.
Okay, perfect.
For security.
Okay, for security purposes. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna check out her office a little bit. If you two wanna just keep an eye, and as soon as he wakes up, distract him. That'd be really helpful. If he doesn't wake up at all, then we're good to go, and we can just get out of here. If he wakes up, I need you to kind of figure. You can report about what we've seen, be as vague as possible, or two of you can come up with something. Has he seen you before?
I did meet him. I've met him.
I haven't met him.
Okay, perfect. I think that you two would make a great distraction for that. So if you want to stay here, I'm gonna go check out the office, and we'll just see if we can dig up some information, see what the hell is going on here.
Cool. So yeah, you head into the office, Agent Paul, and yeah, you see, it's a pretty plain office. The desk kind of sitting off center in the room. She has some like naturey framed pictures around. But if you want to look around, go and give me a investigate a mystery.
Ooh, all right. Let's see. Would be sharp?
Sharp, correct.
Sharp. Okay. Oh, bad. Jeez. That's a hard 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Super sweet. Okay.
That is a failure.
Yeah.
So go ahead and mark experience.
All right.
So you are, you kind of sneak in, you go over to her desk, and you start to like kind of, you're, I don't want to say like rifling, that seems a little aggressive, but you're starting going through some of the drawers looking for, evidence. Most of them, seem to be like office supplies. Like there's some like, there's like a first aid kit in one. Like it's not, it's all pretty innocuous. And then one, you go to open it, but it is firmly locked. And as you try to pull it open, you fall backwards and knock into a coat rack she has behind her desk, knocking it over and making a loud clatter.
Paul Peterson, super awesome.
To which
Coming in clutch when it matters.
yeah. To which Mary Edith and Hamid, you see that does awaken Chief Brown, who kind of sputters and sits up in his chair. Well, goodness. And you guys are standing in like his doorway, right?
Would we have been sitting in his doorway or just outside of his doorway?
I think outside. Maybe
Yeah, we were just probably just outside, just to kind of hear if he like wakes up, and I'm pretty sure we would have heard him like do that.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a quiet waking up. So
No, yeah, it's a bear coming out of hibernation.
What role do I have to make for Mary Edith to try to cover it by just dropping her entire huge hiking backpack and try to make that seem like it's the noise?
good idea.
I think I would call that a manipulate someone.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds about right.
Is that cool?
That's charm.
Oh, charm. Oh,
Wait, is your charm not good? I thought it was
no,
good.
it is good. It has 2.
Okay, I was gonna say that was good.
That is a 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
You just
job.
hear, oh, my bag.
So yeah, you hear Chief Brown get up out of his chair. You can hear like the loud squeak of this old rolly chair, And he says, hello? Anybody out there?
Yeah. Hi. Aren't you Randall, right?
Yeah, he comes out to his door and says, oh, hello there. Hi. How can I help you, folk?
Yeah, we were actually coming in to see who was around. We needed to talk to you about something. And we tried to I'm trying to basically walk toward him so he's not coming out of his office anymore to kind of like hold him back.
So yeah, you meet him halfway. You meet him in his doorway.
Yeah.
And he says, oh yeah, here, come on in. Say, you were here yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, no, we talked and everything. Yeah, no, that's why I knew to come to you. You're just, you seem to have like this aura of authority that I needed to come back to.
And he sees Mary Edith behind you and says, oh, have not had the pleasure of meeting you yet, young lady. I'm Chief Randall Forsyth Brown. How a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And he holds out his hand.
I need to know how this goes.
Mary Edith just like on the ground trying to pick up her bag. Brushes the hair behind her ear.
Oh.
Listen it up.
Yes.
Oh, hi, I'm Mary Edith.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Why don't you folks come on in? We can talk about whatever you need to talk about.
Why do I feel like there's a wanted
well-
poster of Sam's in there? Not like a wanted, but like, have you seen this boy?
Yeah.
It's just a really shitty vibe.
Actually, since we didn't really get a look at his office this time, I want to actually look around and if there's anything of note in his office before we kind of like settle in, if that's okay.
Yeah, so while they're doing that, can I pick myself up and take a look at that desk again?
Yeah. I'll say first for in Chief Brown's office, it's there's pictures of kind of similar to Sandra's office. There's pictures of like nature and frames. You do see on his desk there is a picture of him and like a woman like with their arms wrapped around each other, and like a picture of like a gaggle of young children.
Okay.
But there's nothing. What specifically are you looking for? Is there like any?
I guess maybe if there's like we mentioned that Sandra's missing or something. Maybe that there's like new information that's been posted in his office about something. Like I don't know. Maybe he posted up some sort of like poster or something, or there's like maybe like something that wasn't there before when we last talked with him.
Okay. Go ahead. You give me an investigative mystery.
Okay, I'll do it in Roll20 this time. With sharp, right? Yeah, it's sharp.
Yeah.
Plus, see, I'm not doing that. It's asking me all these different things. I'm just gonna roll. Okay, come on, don't fail me now. So.
Actually, it's gonna be a read a bad situation, not a investigative mystery. The questions just make more sense.
Oh, so
it's still sharp.
Still sharp. Okay, so that's 5 and 1 plus 3, which is 9.
9. Okay. So you can hold 1 to make success. So you can ask 1 question between what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Is there anything we haven't noticed yet? What's a big threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect?
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed yet?
Looking around, you do see on his desk, you see a memo for a it seems to be it's a permanent closure of Thornton Gap trail. Which I don't know if that necessarily is like a danger, but that is something you notice.
Okay. I'll keep it locked in here when I need it. Okay.
So yeah, you guys settle in. And what do you? And he says, what do you fine folk need help with today?
Did you want to speak Radiant first, or did you want me to speak? Yeah, I'm asking Alex. Did you want me to speak first, or did you want to speak?
You can speak first.
Okay. I guess I'll say that. So basically, we wanted to come to you because we seem to have come across some really scary, weird stuff that's going on in the park, and so we wanted to see if you could help us out with it or anything like that. I'm being as vague as possible, of course.
And he said, "Oh, sure. This sounds like it needs to be an official, an official park document. So let me." And he starts just rifling around his desk for, official, paperwork and stuff.
Like a notepad with the.
Yeah. Back over to Paul Peterson. You go back to check on Sandra's desk. So the one drawer you have not been able to unopen. The one drawer you have not been able to open, the one that made you fall back, is fully locked. It seems to be the biggest drawer, one of the ones that is a filing cabinet drawer, and has a firm lock on it.
Okay. Well, I want to check, see if there's any keys or anything that are kind of hidden on the desk or in the desk, and if not, then I want to try to kind of pick it or crack it open.
Yeah. A cursory look, it seems like there's no keys at all.
Okay.
Which does show you that the wherever Sandra is, she has all of her keys. You also notice the you fell over on her coat rack, her official park coat or whatever is gone. Her walkie-talkie is gone, so she's out of here. She's not missing incidentally. She was out of here.
Okay.
So if you want to try and break in, go ahead and give me an act under pressure roll.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's cool. So that would be maybe 12.
Oh,
Ooh.
perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
Makes sense. How do you go about trying to open this locked drawer?
I would assume Paul has like a rudimentary either lock picking type thing or knowledge of picking it. So either he's taking the the paper clips or something out of her desk and using those to kind of just pop it open. I think that's cool. He's gonna MacGyver this shit. He's gonna pull stuff out of her desk to open it.
Start playing the soundtrack.
Yeah, for sure. You go about, make quick work of it, with Mary Edith and Hamid distracting the chief, so any sound you make is covered up. And I'm assuming you close the door behind you as well, so that's, muffling the sound.
Close the door and make it look like I'm not there.
Mm-hmm. After about a minute of finagling, you're able to pop that drawer open, and you see it's filled with files and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of rummage through them quietly, kind of just looking through, seeing if anything looks important or noteworthy about what's kind of been going on.
You for the most part, it seems to be incident reports. It seems to be just kind of boring official park records and things like that. Things that are not that they're innocuous, but need to be locked away. For the most part, you do, however, find a file, a folder that is unmarked. Doesn't have any name or incident or trail or anything, and you pull it up and it is filled with information about the attacks at Thornton Gap. You see there's information, there's some you actually recognize probably some of the lore and like legends that you heard from the man at the historical society when you went and talked to him. And you find a document about the Snallygaster that has like a circle around it, kind of thing. There's a like notepad that's stuffed in there. And you see there's like information about the eggs, and like your first glance, it seems like there are what appear to be buyers. There's like price points, and like you see there's a date attached to it, which is today.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
Okay, yeah.
So I want to grab the stuff that seems noteworthy like that, and just kind of like take it and put it in my jacket pocket. Nothing that's like information we already know, just like the dates and information, anything that looks like it'd be key for this investigation. Yeah.
I'll say there's also like the last page in that notebook. There's only one more, or like in the notepad, is it appears to be notes on the Snallygaster itself.
Okay.
So there's things like sharpened claws, acidic saliva, goes long time without food, like longevity of life, asexual reproduction, things like that. Like it is, seems like Sandra has been keeping tabs on this creature for a hot minute.
Okay. Anything in there that you don't like already know that I would find out from talking with our friends at the historic center, or just first-hand account stuff?
I think just the knowledge of like the asexual reproduction and like the longevity of life, that's kind of new information.
Okay.
But like you knew that you know firsthand that it has sharpened claws and acidic spit and stuff like that. So that.
Okay.
But I guess the most important information is that Sandra knew this information.
Yeah, I just didn't know if there was anything that we hadn't already said.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna fold it up. I'm gonna put it on the inside of my jacket pocket, and then I'm gonna kind of go to the door and see if I can, like, just sneak out without being seen.
Yeah. Mary Edith and Hamid. Chief Brown has found his official documentation, and has he put on some his readers and stuff, and has given the floor to you to say what you need to say.
Well, so we were, I was in the park. I was doing my, field work that I, have been doing for the past few days, and I ran into Mary Edith, and she just, told me to come and help her investigate something that she ran into, and it was, and I kind of looked to Mary Edith, and I kind of give an eye of like add on to the conversation, add on to because in my mind it's like a yes and moment, and it's kind of I'm kind of expecting Mary Edith to kind of weave a tale here about what she saw, and then to maybe
So it was a big creature with wings. It had big wings, big beautiful wings. Feathers and scales and one beautiful eye. Big beautiful eye. And I think it had some hair. I don't think it had bangs. But with that face, I think it could have pulled off bangs. And that's just her for the next 5 minutes.
You see, Chief Brown has.
She's bangs.
Okay, that's what I was like. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Fringe. Chief Brown has stopped writing, and you see he has slowly reached into his drawer and pulled out a pamphlet for drug rehabilitation and has slid it over. He's
Wow.
Listen, I know you folks like to go out into the woods and do the funny mushrooms.
And
but
and then I kind of like interrupt and I say, "Are you suggesting that me, a respected field researcher, was doing mushrooms?
yes.
Why would?" And first of all, I said I ran into her. Why would you assume we were both crazy? Like you're. I thought I was expecting more out of a park ranger. Like, what kind of investigative work do you do in this place?
I'm not an investigator. I'm a chief of the park. I don't investigate. Listen,
You investigate incidents that happen, don't you? Like, and now for some reason it's tapped into his like inner Karen that he never knew he had.
he has unfolded. He's
I
like
guess I was
unfolded,
expecting a level of decorum.
He's unfolded the pamphlet and is like on a list of like side effects to like hallucinogens. There's like aggression. He like points at that and just kind of nods, and like delusions, and is like, listen, I understand, you know, you like to go have fun. Listen, I don't, you know, I've been around a long time. I've been around the block a few times. I know what it's like to have fun. I went to Woodstock.
Can
But as you know,
getting, like escalated with this and kind of like take that as the opportunity to like kind of quickly come out of the office and like kind of barge in to his office.
Oh yeah, my voice is not lowered; it is elevated. So you would have, especially with the door open. Did Randall close the door?
No, he left it
Zizi
open.
and Dave can hear it
Yeah.
outside.
And you, Paul, you barge into his office.
Oh, good. You two, you're here. Great. And he's pointing at Meredith then. I mean, it's like, you two need to come with me right now. You're coming with me.
Oh.
And he's just going to start kind of walking, like, out.
Oh. And he's
Agent
like, well,
Paul,
I'd rather...
Oh. Okay. And as you guys start...
You grab the pamphlet, and I'll just say, like, well, it looks like someone needs... it looks like someone needs us to do something of far more importance than talk to some idiot. And I just kind of stand up and I just say, come on, Mary Edith, and then...
Off and then just Paul goes, now!
Well, y'all have a good day now. As you guys leave, ZZ and Sam and Dave, what have you guys been doing in the car?
I'm pretty sure ZZ's been like doing some makeup on Dave, if Dave allows, and just like winged out an eyeliner, maybe added some blush to that gray fur.
Full lashes.
Full lash.
Yeah,
Oh,
stacks. Like, yeah.
Yeah, just
Dave
teaching
seems
something.
to be enjoying it, and like you see him like adding blush to ZZ. Like it's actually fairly good for a raccoon. Like, you have to give him props. And then Sam's just
ZZ's, yeah.
drawing
ZZ's
in a really.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, and it just Sam's writing in a really beat up journal from the backpack he has with him.
Yeah. ZZ's turned the camera around. This has now become a makeup tutorial. Yeah.
Now you're just making me think of like that one squirrel raccoon thing from Ice Age, and now you're making me think it's like a makeup, that kind of thing with makeup on now. Now you're making me think of that. Oh my god. With like a full lip too, and like doing a walk down, like, and it's doing a strut now. It just making me think of all that. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Dave does not have Pixar proportions. Do not do that to my boy.
Pixar proportions.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Although if someone was gonna do an actually moment right now, like actually the Ice Age property is DreamWorks, not Pixar, so no. Which, and then I would like smack them in the face.
I was a child when I was watching them. I wasn't concerned.
No one was.
So yeah, the rest of you all head back out and join back in with ZZ and Sam and Dave. What you do?
So I'm gonna pull out the papers and be like, okay, so here's what I found, and I'm gonna kind of go through the new information that we've all found, the information about the snallygaster, the selling of the eggs, the prices, like everything that kind of found in there, kind of double check and go through it.
And without making eye contact, ZZ is like finishing off one of the eyeliners on Dave and is like, and Dr. Hamid, what did you do with that loud ass voice of yours?
I was creating a distraction. Okay.
You did a good
That's what you-
job.
I'm glad that you agree, ZZ. I have, the ability to just tap into forces that I never knew I had.
I'm proud of you for just
Yeah.
being so loud and obtrusive to everyone's ears. Good job.
And while
And
that's
he-
happening, Sam's looking at the papers and it's like, oh, so the park rangers are farming the eggs.
Potentially. Yeah.
I mean,
At least one of
depends.
them is.
Yeah.
Whether Randall is aware of this.
I don't think Randall's aware of much.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could also just be playing super dumb on purpose.
That's very true. Yeah. He could in fact be doing that.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea where we can find Sandra?
Probably.
I would just go ahead.
Well, you've like described the contents of the papers like entirely. Yeah, she's probably at the nest right now trying to collect those eggs, right?
We should get going then.
Top of my van.
Sam grabbing the bush knife is like, we're not letting that happen, right?
Jesus.
Ooh.
So yeah, you guys hop in your cars and head back over to Thornton Gap. And I'm assuming you guys just rush over to the big old tree where the nest is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we would really be wanting to waste time on this point.
No, let's take the scenic route. It's lovely out.
Yeah.
Is this day or night? I forgot. What time of day is it?
It's now kind of like early afternoon, probably like 2 or 3 p.m.
Okay, so it's still light out. Okay.
Yeah. Lost my train of thought. Yeah, you guys rush on through to Thornton Gap, climbing up the rocks to the big old tree. And when you get there, you don't see any evidence of Sandra there.
Hmm.
Like it. So this is just looking around, just initially, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you don't see, like you don't see any like equipment or like, like obvious footprints or anything.
Would she have already been here and done? I guess taken things away, or
Was there a pickup location in the papers?
actually, that's
Is
a good point.
is the nest still up there?
Yes, the nest is still up there. There was not a location.
Hmm.
Mm.
Alright, so
Sam kind of turns to Dave, Snapchat filter face and all, and it's just like gives a knowing look, and then Dave's just like, it's like, and then eventually you see Dave hop from the shoulder onto the tree and scurry up to check.
Oh,
If
with the
the
GoPro
eggs-
on.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, GoPro on head, scurries up to look into the.
Paul's gonna leave over to
Nest.
ZZ and be like, "Do they normally do this?" After seeing them do this,
Look
like,
this fabulous?
nonverbal
Yeah.
communication. No.
Oh.
The communication thing. Is that normally what they do?
Yeah, can you not
Sam
hear?
just turns to him and is like, yeah,
Oh, okay, cool,
and then turns back to the tree.
got it. Cool.
And I can kind of gather around the group, and we're just looking at a streamed footage of what Dave sees as he
Mhm.
crawls up the tree into the nest.
Dave scurries up into the nest. You see all 3 eggs are still there.
Hmm.
And Dave does, he approaches, one of them, kind of like puts a little paw up to it. And, it kind of shows you like the scale of it versus his like tiny little paw. Like, it's a huge ass egg. And you see he kind of like recoils back as if like, the egg shakes or something. And then you all hear a whistle.
Ooh.
You hear
like just a guy going, someone going, like with their hands, or
ZZ, you've heard this whistle before.
Yes, I have.
You've heard it. Followed by the sound of wing beats.
So she's like, Dave, get down here. He's just
Oh,
like
God.
faster going down than going up, kind of like just sliding down the tree.
Yeah. Have you seen raccoons climb? They are intense. Like they like it's yeah.
It's kind of terrifying.
It's kind of terrifying, yeah.
Is this
There's
something ZZ has heard in like footage that she's reviewed before?
You heard this whistling either your last night in the recording that you took. And that was when you interviewed the woodland creatures who told you that it was something inhuman. So yeah, and yeah, it's not like it doesn't sound like it's like right up close, but it is coming closer.
If all of us heard it.
Yeah.
So at this, I would probably just be like, we should. It looks like it's still here and it's coming back. So I think we should do some step away from the nest for now. Let's come on, let's go.
I'd
Completely agree, doctors. Doctors, mom,
Yeah.
little child. Let's get going.
He's going to bite his teeth the moment you said doctors, and he's not going to say anything. He's not going to say anything at this moment because it's too intense.
Just grinding as we run.
Yeah. So you guys start running down the hill. As you do, a shadow passes above you. As landing in front of you, you see the large winged creature, tentacled face known as the Snallygaster, who it cries out and releases that whistling tone. What do you guys do?
So it's in front of us right now.
It is in front of you.
God.
Does it look
I
aggressive?
would. Yeah, that's. I mean,
Does
I
it
guess.
look aggressive, like it's like
Yeah.
coming at us.
It's it's dripping saliva, acidic saliva from its tentacled mouth. It's like, oh, you were messing with my nest. I'm gonna come at you. That's the vibe you're getting from this creature.
Okay.
Oh God. Let me look at my inventory for a second, real
I
quick.
see.
I need to
Paul's
check my
probably gonna
inventory
kinda, like,
again.
Get in front of everybody to begin with, and kind of like start moving them in another direction away from this thing. That's what he would kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
And you see ZZ's arms with camera like above Paul's shoulders trying to film.
It's a little GoPro
Alright.
on the stick, just kind of coming up.
So while this is all happening, Sam kind of runs to the front of the group and just stands up and stares at the creature. And I'm going to use my ability called the Stare. When an animal or monster not capable understanding normal speech is hostile to you, you can assert your dominance over it.
Oh, look at you.
For monster, roll weird.
The monster whisperer over here.
So you roll weird?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. I think this is our first weird roll.
I think it
It's
is.
gonna be like a normal roll, but I have to call it weird.
Boo!
I don't know,
Boo.
Sam's pretty weird.
Get off the stage.
That's fair.
Alright.
I'm hoping for the good rolls because there's been 2 12s already. We need a good one.
Which one did I do? I think I did this one. Yes. Sorry, I like lost pen paper, so I'm
Two
trying to
dice.
remember. I lost my favorite,
Two
so I'm
dice,
trying to
remember.
remember what my stats were. Yes. I'm doing the 2 dice. I got an 11,
Yes.
Ooh, nice. So
which
Good
I think is
rolls.
what I needed for nothing
Yeah.
bad to happen.
So on a 10 plus, the creature backs down or freeze. Yeah, you see, you're staring down into this. It has this one large, menacing eye. You stare down into it, and there's like a moment of connection, and you see this Snallygaster kind of squint a little bit, and then it flaps up and flies above you, and you see it like goes towards its nest.
Whoa. I
Sam
will.
is just violently shaking. And Dave also.
I'm gonna walk up and say, "What did you do? That was amazing."
I looked into his eyes. His eye.
His eye, just the one.
I looked into his eye.
Did you all know this is something this one can do?
And Sam just picks
No.
up Dave and is like, should we continue? And starts walking.
And it's like, well, I think we just, escaped some, near-death experience here. I don't know if it's death, but definitely would have sure injured ourselves in some way.
No, we
Um,
didn't really have
I
much
passed
time.
Dan's plan for action.
Wait, what'd you say, ZZ?
We haven't had much time with this creature. It didn't look very menacing. I mean, everybody drools a little bit, and they were very good at making eye contact with Sam.
Sam's
Are
just
we-
turning around. Is like, it just wants to protect its eggs.
Yeah, same.
Makes sense.
So maybe we're actually on the same side as this Snallygaster.
It's like,
I was never assuming we were against the Snallygaster in the first place.
Oh,
The
no.
way you were quivering behind Paul made me think otherwise.
When a creature is showing hostility, it's normal to quiver.
Hmm.
So yeah, you guys head down.
Okay.
Okay then.
You guys, but however, when you get to the bottom of the hill, heading back towards like the main area, you are once again, someone is blocking your path as you see, park supervisor Sandra Watson, standing in front of you with a hunting rifle leveled at you.
More hostility.
And she says, now, what do you guys think you're doing?
Sam just looking at her was like, I never liked you.
Hold on a sec. We've been trying to find you for years, young man.
And you'll never get me. He doesn't say that.
No,
I'll just say, excuse me, is the gun necessary?
I believe so. Yes, absolutely. If, I want to get paid, then yeah, I should probably make sure you folks don't go and run and tattle on me. Since I'm assuming that's what you're gonna do.
What are you assuming
No.
that we've seen? And I was just try to kind of gauge that. Like, what are you assuming we've seen?
Now, Doctor, I think we all know we're way past, lying and manipulating.
Sam
Mm.
is going to try to low key send Dave secretly.
You're moving?
Not Sam, but Dave.
Oh, okay.
Sneaking away towards the ranger station.
How far away? How
Okay.
far away from the ranger station, though?
Is it far?
From the headquarters, you're pretty far.
Oh shoot, never mind. So I'm gonna try to have Dave sneak around behind her, essentially.
Okay. But she says, listen, you folks, it's only been a couple days since you folks have kind of been in my hair, but it's already starting to stink up in there. So, here's what we're gonna do. I think you guys are gonna go and distract the big mama up there, while I go and retrieve my eggs and get them to where they need to go, so I can get paid.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a solid plan, right, everybody?
That sounds like an awful plan.
No, I think that's a great idea. I think we should
I don't think it's the
Go
best
ahead.
idea either.
and just distract the mom, and then let Sandra get what she needs, and we'll just get out of her hair, right?
I guess I'm looking. I'm now looking at Agent Paul, and I'm kind of trying to assess what he's trying to make us do here in this case. Because what plan is there? And I guess I'm looking at him to kind of assess that. And
Also, while
what
we're
do you
talking to her,
give it?
Can
what
I
do you-
check
what do
out
you
her
give-
gear?
Hmm.
Can I check
Her
out
gear?
her jacket and stuff, and see like if there's like patches missing and stuff, while we're trying to like talk her down into doing her plan?
On this specific, like she's wearing like a big like overcoat, right, like one of those like puffier jackets, so you can't see her like ranger jacket underneath. But she's holding like a hunting rifle pointed at you guys, and is like looking at her, she seems like she's not. She doesn't seem crazed, but she seems like she means business.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of turn to the group so she can't see my face. Just be, I think her plan's a good idea for now.
No, ZZ walks forward, and I want to use my move, Minor Celebrity. And at the beginning of each mystery, I get to roll. In this mystery, I rolled an 8, so I get to hold one forward. And it says, "Someone you meet will see you in a positive light." And it's like, "Hey, park manager, do you remember us?" And like wrangles over Mary Edith, like arm around Mary Edith. "Do you remember us? I think you left a comment on one of my videos."
Wait, I mean, I do remember you. I think you did insult me.
Well,
Yesterday.
I wouldn't call it an insult. I was just kind of creating some drama because, like, some people went to the hospital while you were watching over them. It's kind of silly goose, isn't it?
I mean, I don't think you see, she is like flustered at this moment. As she's like, it's like, well, I am. It's less, I think, I'm kind of going to change how you're doing this. I think at this point notices that you have a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And is now like, well, crap. I am now like, there's now evidence of me being a bad person.
It's okay. I don't want you to worry about this camera, so I'll hold on to the camera. How about you hand over that rifle to Mary Edith, and we'll go check on that Snallygaster for you. Tell you what, I'll give you an autograph so that you can give to your kids for free.
Okay.
And who knows, you might be able to sell those autographs for whatever money that you're gonna try to get paid for.
Does your autograph go for upwards of $250,000?
One day it could.
Oh.
And how distracted is she right now with like this whole camera thing?
Yeah.
Like,
She's very distracted.
okay,
So-
can I use my what could go wrong? So whenever I charge into immediate danger without hedging my bets, I hold 2.
Yeah, that's a very Mary
I-
Edith thing to do.
I can spend them for stuff. Can I whip out my cast iron skillet and attempt to smack the shotgun out of her grasp?
Sure. I guess since you're not trying to kick some ass, you're trying to get her gun out of her hand. I'll call this a act under pressure, and you'll get that
Okay.
+2 from what could go wrong.
Great.
Yes, while he's doing that, since I have battlefield awareness, which is more of an armor thing, but can I like pay attention to what they're doing to be able to grab it if it does succeed?
Sure, yeah.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
All right.
No.
Hey, what type of roll is that? Is that cool?
It's
You have-
cool, yeah.
You have luck. Just a
Yeah.
I
reminder.
do
Yeah.
have a lot. And can I spend both? So I can hold. I hold 2 for that, and I spend both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So without adding anything to it, with that I originally rolled a 5 +1 for my cool is a 6. And if I spend both those things I hold 2 for, that does give me a +4, and that gets me up to 10.
Okay.
That's right, yeah. That's yeah. What does Mary Edith look like as she charges in?
I think she tries to kind of like subtly unclip the carabiner that because the cast iron skillet's always on her side, just hitting and stuff. Because where's she gonna put that in her bag? So she kind of unclips it, and then just makes like just kind of a terrified mom noise, like ah, and then just like slams it down as hard as she can
I love that.
onto Sandra's hands.
Oh, hands. Okay.
I guess she's doing something to knock it down.
I thought you were going for her head.
Also at this point, Dave has made his way behind her. So I think she stumbles backwards a little bit and does trip over him and has now fallen to the ground.
And once
That's
she
okay with
hits
you.
the ground, Sam touching the ground, I'm going to use my mark and have the earth enclose on her, grappling her.
Grasping her.
Hardcore.
Yeah, kind of just like trapping her. Obviously, letting
Cool.
her breathe and stuff, but you know.
Yeah. So like you just have like her torso.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like you don't have her face covered.
No.
Yeah. And yeah, Paul, you're able to run down and snatch up that gun. As Sam, I feel like you slam down. It's almost like a big hand comes out and just grabs her from the, which yeah, you all see that and you're like, what the fuck?
It seems as though we have a very unique individual in Sam here.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Sam's kind of just like
Yeah.
hands on the ground, looking at all of you, waiting for a reaction.
You don't have to talk about it right now.
Yeah, quit
But-
staring at Sam. Let's.
No, who? ZZ, you assume a lot of me. You need to stop.
I'm talking to the group, Dr. Henry. Anyways, looks over at Agent Paul. See, we didn't have to let her go to the tree. We handled that ourselves.
Yeah,
Look at us.
Look at you. Look at you guys. Look at you. Who'd have thought?
You look good with a gun too.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And so I have a shotgun in my inventory, and can pull that out to kind of be alongside. Hey, it's not like I had the shotgun ready. Okay, we were basically like surprised by this person. Anywho.
You could have
You don't need to
told
justify it
us.
to us.
Mary Edith had
season
her cast
finale
iron
in
skillet
reverse.
ready.
Wow.
Oh, that's true. Mary Edith's cast iron skillet is arguably a lot more dangerous.
If you listen, if you stay ready, you don't gotta what? Get
You
Get a
ready.
frying
Yeah.
pan. Okay, ready.
Listen,
No,
at this point,
ready
Sam
for
is the
anything.
weapon, so
And
Yeah.
yeah, and so I guess I will go. I will go up to Sandra on the ground. And is her face visible? Can we assume her face is visible in this case?
Yeah. She's struggling against it and like grunting
Okay.
and whatnot.
But the torso kind of like confined.
yeah.
Sorry, what does this look like? Is it like dirt? Is it like the actual ground?
It's
Is
the
it...
grounds, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like
the ground
like,
itself enclosed over her.
Just kind of like a big hand.
Yeah.
Like this, like kind of thing, or what?
and like yeah, it came up and kind of like dragged her down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but like her head and I think probably her like below the knees are like sticking out.
Yeah.
And so I take the shotgun that I have and I now poke it and put it into her face, and I say, "Now, Sandra,
Tyler.
Me.
Sandra." So it's just to show how serious we are. Dr. Hamid does not mess around with this. And he says, "So now you're going to tell us who is wanting these Snallygaster eggs and why you'd be willing to kill someone besides money for it. Is money only the thing that drives you?"
She stops struggling for just a minute. And she says, "Listen, you know how little funding these parks get?
I'm aware that
Yeah.
our nation is not good at funding national resources.
Do you know what I could do with $250,000?
Enlighten me.
I could refurbish all of our ranger stations and the headquarters. I could hire more help. I could start a foundation for the conservation of the environment in this area. Our river's been polluted for decades. I could help start something to help get that out. Listen, I'm here for altruism. I'm just trying to help, the nature and the world."
Sam, hearing that, kind of walks over to her, standing over, and just stares into her eyes and is like, "So, you would go against your morals as a park ranger." Yeah, park ranger. Go against the morals of protecting nature for money because you are so materialistic that you don't think you can help this park. You would destroy nature and destroy the nature that you probably forced out here. For what?
Listen, this money is what makes the world go around, child. If you have money, you have power.
I have enough power, and I don't have any money.
Ooh.
If that's not the quote of the day.
She looks at you and squints her eyes and says, "Listen, yeah, you're right. You have power. I know someone else who has power." And you see, she kind of adjusts her neck a little bit, and she whistles.
Oh shit.
She whistles this Snallygaster whistle.
Ah, clever girl.
And you all, as you all hear, speeding towards you, the large bird, who touches down, and is now facing you.
Again? God.
How far are you from the cars?
You're still a good, I'd say like 200 feet.
Okay.
You, 6, I guess, including Dave, are now standing on this hillside facing the feared Snallygaster. Sandra, the park supervisor, is stuck in the ground, thanks to Sam's magic powers. And yeah, the Snallygaster kind of flaps out its wings and is like intimidating you, as you now face off against it.
I would, I guess, yell to Sam, like, "Sam, can you try to do the eye thing again?"
Sam, kind of like stepping up, is just like, "Hey, do you remember me?"
Are you gonna try and do the stare again?
Yeah. She's like, "Hey, do you remember me? Please. We're not going to."
Because Sandra has kind of called upon him now, I'm gonna give you a penalty of -1.
Oh shit.
Dang.
Please. 5, 10, plus 2, 12, minus 1, 11. Technically the same roll as last time.
Nice.
I want to. It's confusing because
It's
if
just
he flies
panics.
away, Sandra's gonna just call him
Oh
back.
no, it can back
Yeah.
down. It backs.
Oh,
it can either
It
back
doesn't.
down.
Yeah,
or
I was
run
gonna say
away.
back down or
Okay.
scared. So I was gonna say it could be like that.
So like,
Okay,
kind
cool.
of like, Sam is like, please, do you remember us? We
Mhm.
don't want to hurt you. Like taking one step forward at a time.
You see, it kind of folds its wings in, and kind of steps back, and like looks at you, and you see Sandra says, "What the heck in Sam hell are you doing? Listen, Big Bird, help me out here."
As
Immediately as she says that, oh, go ahead. It's good to go.
I was gonna say,
Paul.
Paul's gonna whip out like a little notepad thing and be like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, you're under arrest," and just like stuff her mouth.
You're under arrest.
Yeah.
We need to ask her if she woke it up in the cave or not.
I was
because
gonna
she
say
has
we
that
need like how does
After
she?
this, but I'm
Oh,
not the
okay.
time for that.
Fair enough.
We have it in
Sam,
front of us.
like takes another step forward and is like, she is the one that is hurting you, and we are taking her away. I understand. You just want to protect your eggs. You want to protect your children. I want to protect this park because it is my home.
You see, it is looking at you, kind of like turning its head side to side, trying to understand you, but it is a big, like, prehistoric bird.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be having a difficult time with that.
Sam kind
my
of
God,
seeing that
Jesus.
is just like, you know what? I understand there's the language barrier, but I feel like this is not that big of a barrier. And kind of like gets down to his knees and kind of like in the very submissive pose, like
Mhm.
hands on the ground and also the head.
I'll call that Sam's action. And what someone else is anyone else gonna do something?
I guess.
I said, Paul's probably trying to like kind of sneak towards the cars a little bit without drawing attention to himself.
Okay.
I wish I could call on some of these other moves that the expert has done, but that could possibly help, but I can't obviously since I didn't select them. But I guess I would try to. Like I have my shotgun up. Obviously, is like a kind of like. I don't want to shoot this thing because like I really don't want to like kill this thing because it's a beauty. Like it is literally a cryptid, like something that I, want to learn more about. And I guess I try to see if it's. Can I read what if the creature wants to? In my mind, she's called upon it because she now seems to have some sort of control over this creature by whistling for it. So she's just able to call on it. So like, is there something that is, I guess, causing it to want to follow her orders? I guess I don't know. That's my thought process now.
I don't think it's following her orders specifically. It's just it was summoned via whistle, and like if you whistle that, it just.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
If you want to, you can give me an investigate a mystery to try and suss that out.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
And Agent Paul, as you're trying to kind of sneak away, give me an act under pressure.
Act under pressure. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to do that now. 1 second. Ooh, that is 6, 3, and plus 3, which is 12.
Cool. So you can ask 2 questions.
I guess I want to know what is being concealed here, and I also want to know, just in case, what can hurt it?
Okay.
Hmm.
And then Paul, what'd you get?
I got a 12.
12. Cool.
All the
you're
good rolls
easily
today.
able to.
Everyone's
Yeah.
rolling 12s.
I suck.
Ellie rolls. You're
It's
able
so
to
great
kind
when
of
you
sneak
actually roll
away.
too.
And you're like sprinting to the car to get your equipment. You see Sandra does try to like yell to like get the bird's attention, but her mouth is stuffed with that paper. What is being concealed here, Dr. Mead? I think you kind of have like a little bit of a like mind palace moment, where you're thinking back and like you remember, the bones and the egg in the cavern, and you're like, okay, this creature here is probably the bird from that egg.
Oh,
And
interesting.
and so it doesn't have a mama. So you think the whistling is
Bonded
probably
with it.
is like a familial thing. Like Sandra was like, did some animal husbandry of like,
Oh,
okay, I know this thing's call. I can.
and she's let it roam in this forest. Ah, okay.
Cool.
And then what can hurt it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it doesn't appear to have like armored skin or
Mhm.
anything like that. Like definitely, I think long range is your best option
Okay.
to trying to hurt it because
So
it can fly.
So shooting it.
Yes.
Okay.
ZZ, Mary, Edith, are you guys doing anything?
Zizi would whisper over to Mary Edith, maybe it's just kind of hungry. I swear to God, if somebody shoots this thing, I'm gonna actually cry. And I'm not a crier.
Oh, yeah.
You might not know that because we've only known each other for 2 days, but I am not a crier. So can you try to...
No, I had a feeling. I had a feeling you weren't a crier. Reassuringly, hand
Can
on
you-
your shoulder.
Or can I have some of your trail mix and try to feed this thing?
That's a good idea.
Roll for mom reassurance.
Mom
Yeah,
reassurance.
I might go through. What? I bet Mary Edith probably has some like dried meat too, like some jerky in there too. That might be a little.
Zizi kind of like looks and it's like, you've been holding out on the salted meats on me? I thought we were closer than that.
It's only been
For some reason, I just
maximum
picture
24
Mary
hours.
having like the plethora of like jerky types. It's like beef, chicken, pork, turkey, buffalo, like the whole
Just
alligator,
sandwich
like
there.
the whole smorgasbord.
Yeah, but I'll hand
Um,
you some jerky.
Yeah, give me some jerky and maybe some walnuts. I feel like this is a walnut birdie. If you have any walnuts left, don't give me raisins. We don't want to make it mad.
She needs those healthy fats.
Yeah. Omega 3s. They're important for any species. I don't know why you're laughing.
Yeah,
You're right.
Mary Edith pulls them out.
And ZZ will try to feed this thing dried meats and walnuts.
This isn't necessarily how this ability works, but I know you took the Dark Negotiator ability.
I did.
So I will let you roll manipulate someone on this monster. And since you're, it's normally only if the monster can talk, but you're using food. And,
Universal.
Trigger does all the
universal-
talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll plus charm.
ZZ like walks up and is like
Yeah.
very
If Edith
exaggerating.
wants to help out, she can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when I have power of the heart, so if I help someone when fighting a monster, I don't roll. It just happens as though I rolled a 10.
Cool. Yeah.
Look at that.
So that's
Oh yeah.
so you have automatically a oh god, what is it? It's a +1 or a +2? You gotta automatically get a +1 to this.
ZZ takes a step forward, and you kind of see her hand quivering, and she doesn't like that she's quivering because of callback to Dr. Hamid, and kind of like looks around and like grabs Mary Edith's hand. It's like, can you just like come with me while I try to convince this thing that your jerky is the best jerky in the world?
Yeah, we can feed it at the same time. I can like put my hand underneath your hand like this, and we can hold it up.
Yeah, that'd be cute. I think. And ZZ walks forward. It's like, oh no, and then kind of like puts the camera tilted on the ground to try to get maybe a shot.
Always thinking.
Always thinking. And all right, let's do this thing.
Oh God.
ABF. Always be filming.
Oh, it's a 6, but +2, right?
Or does this one incorporate it?
It's +1 for the help out. So it's a 7.
7. A 7's good. Yes, kinda. Mixed success.
Yeah, it's a mixed success. So on a manipulate someone, a mixed success, it's they'll do what you want as long as you give them like a reason. So I think in this moment, what are you trying to get the Snallygaster to do?
I want the Snallygaster to trust us and not the person that's being held by a ground hand thing.
Okay. I think that you're showing that by, giving it this food. And it does, like, it reaches down and kind of gobbles up you see it avoids the jerky and does just go for the nuts.
Oh. Interesting.
This thing's a vegetarian.
Good to know.
And I think by this point, Agent Paul, you've gotten to the car, you've gotten your equipment, and you're like sprinting back towards the rest of the group. Sam, how long is there like a time limit on your little graspy?
It doesn't say there's a time limit. There's no time limit. Because it's kind of like if you move a rock, there's no time limit on the rock being in the other place.
True. Just wanted to make sure. But yeah, you do see. Yeah, Sandra is like struggling to get up and stuff like that. But you see, the Snallygaster has kind of eaten the food that you've given it, and appears to have like calmed down significantly. And then Paul appears with your tranq rifle.
Yes, probably running back, I probably would have looked. So if they're not freaking out, then I'm not gonna have it like drawn. I'm just gonna have it with me, just in case.
Cool.
Yeah. Sam kind of tentatively stands back up and seeing you come in, just like.
Cool.
After the thing calms down, Mary Edith pulls ZZ in for a hug because that was one of the most stressful thing she's ever experienced in her life.
Dave is just patting you on your leg. Like, there.
You back, but asked for another one because we weren't in frame.
If it's slightly off angled, it's fine, ZZ.
Yeah. Artistic. So you see this thing has for the moment kind of calmed down and is like pretty chilled out. So what are you guys trying to do?
Do I see Agent Paul come up?
Yeah, you all see him approach.
Okay. So I will walk over to him and say, it might be calm now, but I think it might be best for us to maybe knock this thing out while we can, and then kind of deal with Sandra, because we can't. Dealing with both is not going to be really easy to do at this point.
No, I completely agree. I feel like our best course of action here is to try to get this thing to a new location where somebody doesn't know where it's at. Move it and the eggs to a safe spot, similar terrain, similar environment, just away from, nodding towards Sandra, somebody that would know where it might be. I think that might be our best course of action.
I divulged kind of like what I kind of sussed together in my brain about like she's able to call in this thing because the remains we saw in the cavern are where she found this thing. She's been raising this thing. That's why she even knows about it to begin with. She let it loose in this park. So for all her talk about altruism, she could have just let this thing be researched. She could have given this thing over to maybe for researchers to look at and take care of, not just herself. So what was the point of taking care of this herself? It was altruism is not the only motive she has right now.
Yeah, that seems a little far-fetched.
And Agent Paul, you do know of there is a facility, not necessarily, it's not like a facility, like an area that the PET has for creatures like this that has kind of all kinds of terrain, called Area 49.
There was a prime moment for a joke there, Dan. You could have called it something else.
No.
Like what?
No,
do share. What?
Just a different number combination, maybe give with a 6 instead of a 4,
62 doesn't have a good ring.
It's not that.
No, yeah.
So yeah, you so what is everyone doing? What's the action you're performing?
I'm gonna let Agent Paul take the action to tranquilize it, if that's okay.
Yeah, that was my plan. So I was probably gonna move to a distance where I can get a clear shot of it without being like in its face, knowing that I'm drawing a gun on it, and I'm gonna try to like get it in like a safe spot.
Okay.
Can we see this happen? Are we in a vicinity where we can tell Paul's about to shoot this thing with a tranq?
Yes.
I think like in the middle of the hug with Mary Edith, if ZZ sees this tranq gun go up, I think they would like kind of like in a haste push Mary Edith away and like hastily run into the way of the gun, and it's like, what are you doing? I said you look good with a gun, not actually shooting a gun. Paul, what are you doing?
I'm going to tranquilize this animal, this snallygaster, and we're going to move it to a safe location. I'm trying to like kind of move so the gun's not right in ZZ's face, to a safe location away from Sandra so she can't find it again.
Sam kind of just grabs ZZ's arm and is like tugging it out of the way.
We don't know. Look at this beautiful creature. We don't know what a tranquilizer is going to do with its weird, cryptic, ancient blood. Like, what if... So you said tranquilize an animal, and ZZ kind of looks down at the ground by Sandra, and it's like, what if we tranquilize that one and then figure out the situation?
To be fair, she is the one that can talk.
It's not a bad idea.
But you want... So I'm going to say, like, so you want us to tranquilize Sandra and do what?
But she's still going to know where it is, though. What if she's told people like where this thing is and where it can be found?
Well, we tranquilize. So y'all doing your man talks about how there's two things to deal with right now. There's too many things to deal with right now. So if we tranquilize Sandra and then we move it while she's tranked, she won't know where this creature is gonna go wherever we take it.
That still involves tranquilizing the animal, ZZ.
Does it though?
You're gonna move it when it's awake.
If you can move it without it freaking out, I'm okay with that. But I'd feel like
Mary Edith,
a tough time carrying all of those eggs.
How many walnuts do you have?
Kind of.
I gotta call this in.
I do a big Costco bag of walnuts in my bag.
We have literally 22 pounds of walnuts. We can get this bird wherever we want to.
a little breadcrumb trail. Just
It's not gonna be close by though. That's the problem, ZZ. It's not gonna be in the same exact area. Just a couple miles over. You got to get it to a safe spot where it can, live its life and raise its young the way it should be raised, not by this lunatic over here.
How big is this thing? Like, is it like?
It's huge.
So,
like elephants,
Like,
like elephant size, like
It
size of an
gave
elephant.
birth to eggs that are almost as tall as us.
That.
Yeah, like it's like at least like 12 feet tall. And you see, like it's kind of hunched down and is like 12 feet tall. Huge wingspan. Like you would need like a specialized vehicle to transport this for sure.
So yes, I just want to be really, really sure before you pull that trigger. You think you can move this 12-ton, 12-foot animal when it's completely tranquilized and paralyzed on the ground and its eggs while Sandra's watching?
No, I'm calling in the rest of the agency. They're gonna come, transport it out. They're gonna arrest her ass, and then they're gonna take it away.
Agent Paul, how do we know that your agency is gonna not do what Sandra's doing right now?
Because
do we know
that's
that for
not-
sure?
That's not what we're
It's-
about.
What? I actually don't know what we're about right now.
Ooh, yeah, that's fair.
What we're about
So
not
I-
being attacked by this thing, and he's motioning to all the 6 of us. We're about getting rid of this one over here, Sandra, and not being attacked by that thing, and getting it to a safe location. I think we can all agree we need to keep this thing safe. That's what we're about.
I think it's a good thing that it came back with a trank gun instead of a real gun.
And that's Sam saying that.
yeah, I agree with Sam on that.
Listen to the Force Child. Sam knows what's up.
Okay, I just want to see what happens when this thing. Okay, go ahead. Hold on. Let me set up a camera. And ZZ
After
takes,
all
like,
that.
20 feet back, just like,
Yeah.
okay, you're ready to shoot this 12-ton, 12-foot tall ancient creature. Let's see what happens. Go on, team. You got this. And just like sits down on the ground with Dave.
Is this thing looking at me now that she's shouting this out?
I think it has like looked over, but it's still kind of nibbling at the nuts.
Nibble at the nuts. I'm sorry.
But yeah, this is gonna be I'll call this another act under pressure roll because I don't think it would be kick some ass. And if someone wants to try and distract it, they can help out and give you a +1. And multiple
Sam
people could do
is
that as
gonna
well.
sit down on the ground next to it with some walnuts and is like, come. And is like just feeding it a walnut at a time.
Well, yeah, whoever wants to help out can roll +cool.
That's Sam in this case.
Multiple people can do it.
I can't really think of anything else to do help out. I'm not gonna like distract it by doing something else that Sam's doing.
Does this count as fighting a monster?
Sure.
Because I can just use my power of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Heart.
So I'll say, yeah, that's like you're helping, you're giving Sam some like the nuts from your Costco bag to feed, and then Sam go and roll +cool.
Six.
Oh no. Well, you do have luck if you want to use that.
Yes.
Otherwise, that is you're gonna use luck. Okay,
Yes.
cool. So that changes to a full success. Roll Paul Peterson. Roll +cool, and you get an extra +2 from helping out.
Okay, good. So that makes it 12.
12s.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
12s across the board.
That was with all that. plus.
Well, I didn't get a 12. I got half of a 12.
But the luck made it a 12, so there you go.
Yeah, honestly, the luck made it. Otherwise, it would have been really too low.
So you level the rifle, at this big, beautiful creature as Sam and Mary Edith are feeding it these various nuts, and you get right at its neck, and a tranq dart lands in. And for a second, it seems like it's going to anger. It spreads out its wing. Mary Edith and Sam back away. And then after like a second of it calling out, it kind of slumps and folds in on itself and falls asleep on the ground.
Oh, thank God.
Sam kind of walks up to it and just strokes its head. Gives the finger to Sandra.
Yeah.
No,
she's
Roxanne. Oh, as in the finger, or
Gives the finger.
So she, and Sandra is sitting there, just kind of like, you can like, she's grasped in the ground, but you can see her kind of deflate as she realizes like, okay, cool, I have zero chance of getting out of this unscathed. And then I think kind of the next few events kind of just happen as Agent Paul calls in his people to get the Snallygaster out of the way, get its eggs. You see they have like special like containment units. Like in Pokemon, they have like the egg incubator like things. It's kind of like those.
I love that.
Except I think they're almost anti-incubators because they're they stop them from hatching in transit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a big 18-wheeler that they load the Snallygaster in. They put like a not a gas mask, but like one of the like masks that you put like laughing gas in or something like that for calming. Like
one of those like if you were like to be put under for surgery or something.
Yeah.
Like one of those things.
What is oh my god, anesthesia kind of thing. Yeah. As they transfer it, and you, Paul, your supervisor, Percival, comes and personally like shakes your hand to congratulations on a successful first mission, Agent Peterson.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without these fine folks here.
Before they take it away, could I have like taken like exorbitant amount pictures of just the
You
being?
probably could have taken pictures of it before they got there.
Yeah,
most likely.
Sure.
And then I would have taken like try to take like a feather if it came, like a fresh feather this time. Like, I do that if I'm able to
Probably
you
on the ground at this point after
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I'll try. I'm gonna collect. I'm just in a sample collecting palooza before they came.
I would have walked up to Dave as he was trying to sneak it in and just kind of nodded and winked at him and be like, grab some more.
What did you say again?
Grab some more.
So you see the police come and arrest Sandra. After I feel like you've gotten her out of the ground, and you were probably just holding her there normally because it would probably be hard to explain how she got in the ground in the first place.
So I
feel
did
like
want to
have
add
some like cuffs or something.
Yeah.
Cuffed her.
I feel like ZZ probably has cuffs somewhere. Or Mary Edith. Mary Edith probably has cuffs.
I feel like I would.
You can eat, pray, love, and across this beautiful country. So.
I feel like I'd want to ask Sandra, saying, "Hey, so you found this thing and raised it, and then let it live in this park. Why not show someone this thing before? Like, it seems like you kept this thing hidden this whole time. Why not tell someone before this?"
Because I could get more money with the eggs, and I could sell it as a tourist attraction.
How did you know it was going to even lay eggs at some point? Or did you find it and just not know what to do until it laid an egg?
Well, I found it in an egg. So I suppose I would wait.
Okay. There you go.
But, And yeah, you see, after the Snallygaster was like taken away, Chief Brown came over, and he says, "I am so disappointed in you, Sandra.
Oh.
This, I taught you better than this, and I, am highly disappointed in your behavior. It is unbecoming of a ranger. And thank you, you all fine folk, for helping out. He shakes your hand, Agent Paul, and says thank you, and your crack team of investigators. Just I'm assuming
Sam is
this
just
is.
trying to hide behind Mary Edith.
So yeah, the Snallygaster has been transported to Area 49, where it is able to, it and its 3 children are able to live out their lives in safety, while also being researched as trying to figure out more about this world. You see, the Historical Society has a few new artifacts of giant feathers, and some blurry pictures.
Blurry.
In post. Can't have it too deep.
Yeah. Sandra has been arrested, and was sentenced to several years in jail for basically for like conspiracy and enabling the black market, like things like that. And she also sold out her to lighten her sentence. She sold out her buyers, who were also their whole system was kind of like interrupted by that. So the cryptid egg market has crumbled for the
Booming
moment.
market, cryptid egg market.
Yeah. So I guess we can do like a "Where are they now?" segment of like what do you guys do in the days following this whirlwind adventure. Let's start with Sam and Dave. What do you guys do?
Shit. I'm
Not to put you on the
sure.
spot.
Something tells me Mary Edith would not let Sam go back to that cave.
Yeah.
Just being dragged, like not kicking, screaming, just dragged monotonely out of the park.
I mean, you can drag Mary Edith. She'll drag you along because she has so much of a trip left.
Yeah. Just like deciding being like, yeah, why not? Been cooped up in this park for so long. Might as well.
Dave has become a makeup influencer. Starting a line of makeup for rodents. Sam and Dave join Mary Edith on her adventures. Mary Edith, what's next for you?
She might try. I think she's gonna try her hand at ghost hunting. She'll go to Gettysburg next. Just do some.
Nice.
If DZ wants to join, there's room in the van.
ZZ, what do you do?
I think you zoom in on a scene of ZZ actually in Dr. Hamid's quarters. And you see her send a text to Mary Edith as like, I'll meet you there in a couple days. And it kind of pans over to her laptop. And the video that is uploading is like, Snallygaster found, caught, let free, ... and caught again. And then you just kind of see the tabs open on her browser, and it's like looking up this like agency and like looking up Paul Peterson and like who this stuff is.
Ooh.
And they start typing up like an expose on like what this actually means. Is freedom being researched actually freedom, and you kind of just see ZZ in this like gothic dark makeup, and it's like a new era for this cryptid are us, because I don't think ZZ is down for just getting these cryptids. It's supposed to show off the cryptids in their natural habitats and how they live, not to be taken. So yeah, you kind of see like this 180 of them relying on Dr. Hamid's quarters to research like what the hell's going on with this new PET organization.
Well, leaning into that, I was actually to go out. So after that whole after the fiasco, I was actually going to go up to ZZ and just say that I was going to communicate that I respected your basically like drive to want to keep this creature as safe as possible. Like the fact that you thought of that first was very admirable, and I will say I even misjudged you, ZZ. And I would, I'm kind of split between both. Like, I would probably ask Agent Paul Peterson, like, if they're looking for more people to do crypto work, / I would have let ZZ utilize my Haven, which is what I have, to further her, I guess, deep dive into other cryptids and cryptozoology overall. Yes. Because I'm very interested in this agency as well, but in a different way, in that I want to be a part of it, possibly. Mm-hmm. Because as an expert, why not be around other experts, kind of thing.
I think Agent Paul probably connects you with his supervisor, Percival, at the scene, and kind of, you see Percival takes you aside and says, Dr. Hamid, we've had an eye on you. Let's talk. And he pulls you aside.
I think ZZ sees an email like pops up on Dr. Hamid's like from Percival, and that's the moment where she packs up and like heads to meet Mary Edith, and it's just like, thanks for being loud and abrasive and kind of good at what you do, Dr. Hamid. I gotta go.
Yeah. ZZ, after you post all of your things, you see comments start flooding of like, wow, great special effects. I love the CGI. This AI stuff is getting great.
Oh my God.
Various accounts all over the place. Like some of them are positive, some of them are like fake. Wow. First, that whole situation. And then so you've joined ZZ. The ZZ, Mary Edith, Sam and Dave ghost hunting crew in Gettysburg.
Mary Edith sent ZZ a picture that's just a selfie of Mary Edith, Sam, and Dave, and in the background there's just kind of this ghostly Civil War figure, and and he sends the message, "We met this great Civil War reenactor."
Yes.
He has like a part of his head is missing.
Yeah.
ZZ's like not even. ZZ's not even like thinking about the ghost, and it's like, Mary Edith, you're getting really good at selfies.
This lighting, great.
The improvement we all needed.
But it's the backlighting from the ghostly figure.
Yeah. And then Agent Paul Peterson, what are you, after your first successful mission, solo mission, you have a little bit of downtime before your next one. What do you do?
So probably filing all the reports that Paul has to do and get those turned in on time. Getting his car restocked, washed up, cleaned up, ready to go. And probably before everybody kind of breaks, like, taking a little bit of time to get to know everybody and talk to them and kind of get to know their backgrounds a little bit and chatting with them a little bit and just knowing the people that, were alongside him on this adventure.
Where's Agent Paul, like his home location? Like, what is his, like, it can be literally anywhere.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of see him just living out of his car now that he's like a field agent, basically. Like, that's his home for the most part.
Mattress in the back seat.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like sleeping in like it's like an inflate. The back seat turns into like a little bed with like one of those inflatable mattress kind of things that he just kind of
Mhm.
sleeps out of when he's not in a like motel or hotel kind of thing.
Yeah. You get after like a day or two, you get a picture or a video from the staff over at Area 49 of the Snallygaster having set up a new nest in a forested area, and with it 3 little baby birds, which they're babies, but they are like the size of an average human. And yeah, you see it, the Snallygaster like feeding them chewed up, like walnut paste or something like that. And yeah, we all zoom out as Agent Paul is sitting there typing up his report. The laptop closes, credits roll. That is the end of season 1 of Park Strangers.
Yes.
Guys.
Good job, everybody.
Yay.
Definitely a good job. No, that rounded out real well. I was like, wow, that was good.
No,
I thought we were gonna have to
I was
kill it.
going to.
I thought we were
Yeah.
too. I thought we
was
were
not
too.
letting that happen.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I was
neither.
not letting that happen.
Like, you set up an encounter twice. You were basically setting us up to do something with this thing, and I'm like, he's gonna make us fucking mind it, aren't he?
I was like, "No."
It's like, you gotta do
Look
something.
into my eyes.
or it would have broken the party up, like one half wanting to kill and the other half not, and then there would have been this whole thing, and then yeah.
Oh, Dave would have murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave with the rifle.
Especially if you were not able to get Sandra in the ground like that, Sandra would have tried to like interfere with that whole thing, and that would have just made it worse.
Mhm.
Like that
I
would have.
chose the right things.
Yes,
That was awesome. That was fantastic.
it was. It was. Excellent job, Dan.
Thank you guys so much for watching this and every episode of Park Strangers Season 1. It has been so fun being able to tell this story to you guys. Big shout out to all of our players. We had Alexander as Paul Peterson, Alex as Mary Edith, Danny as ZZ, Indigo as Hamid Alvar, and Ace as Sam and Dave. All their socials and where you can find them will be in the description down below. Make sure you subscribe and stick around here at Open Table Adventures so you don't miss out on any of the super cool fun things we have planned for you. We have more actual plays like our Halloween special, The Murder at Manor Mystigan. We have our Call of Cthulhu game coming soon, Neptune's Revenge, and so many others. We have our interviews with tabletop creators. We have recipes and so many more fun things that you do not want to miss. Anyways, as always, I have been Dan the Baker, and this has been Open Table Adventures, and you are always welcome to pull up a seat.